today we'll be talking about enumerations. And previously we talked about constants, and we're going to be looking at them more today. So we look at this code piece. What it does is that we create four different constants to represent the four different basic cardinal points, and then we create a point variable and assign it the value north, and we have these conditionals that check for the value of point and do something based on that value of point. So if we run this, we expect to see not printed to us in the terminal, and there we go, not. However, sometimes having so many consts, especially when they are related, because these are related, not east, southwest, and we know them to be cardinal points. Because this is so tedious to deal with, we can introduce enumerations to store this in a single place by stating this instead. Enum cardinal point, that's the name, and then we now give the values north, south, east, and west, right? So this now makes it easy for us to simply just have the various cardinal points in one place. And we see that if we hover on north, there is north equals 0, south should be equal to 1, east should be equal to 2, and west 3. And that's because Ross assigned them values starting from 0 up to the highest, that's n minus 1. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3. With this right now, what we can do is that we can actually assign these values on our own, so that we have different values for each point, where we have north starting from 1, south 2, east 3, west automatically is 4. So Ross is just going to automatically increment the value based on that, but we're going to talk about that more later. So let's just revert to the default. Okay, now that said, this same piece we have down here that checks for these conditionals can be rewritten using this enum that we have. And to access an enum type, what we can simply just do is that we can say let not be equal to card point not. Simple. So what now that does is it just assigns a card point type of not to the variable not here, and we can now let's try to do if not equals card point not, then print not, right? Looking at this, there's already an error presented to us from Rust. Let's try to run that. An implementation of whatever this is might be missing for card point. Now that's because we can't use this yet for card point because it's an enum. What we can use, however, is what we call the match, which is another new keyword which you can use to perform some sort of expressions or some sort of conditional checks on a particular variable, a particular value, to perform some operation based on those checks. So you can say match north, and in this match, what we want to do is that we want to perform some value base. If not is card point not, then what we want to do is print sorry about that, we want to print north. Okay, if match is if match is card point east, we want to print that. If match is card point south, we want to print that, and if match is card point west, we want to print that. So just going to copy this. Nobody still showed me a shorter way to do this yet. Okay, so this is going to say is, you can say south, and here west. All right, now this is an example of a match conditional, and it's the match construct. We use it to check for the value of this and These are different parts of this match. It's like writing if else statements, different parts of different conditionals, right? So if the value of not here matches the value of this card point value or this card point option in the enumeration, then we should print not. If it matches this, do this. If it matches south, do this. If it matches west, do this. And then we can safely clean this off because no, let's comment it out because it's no longer necessary. Okay, perfect. And let's run this. You now see that the value not is printed to us, and we have some issue here. Dead code that is unused, or the south, east, west are never constructed because we've never used them. Anyway, let's ignore that. So we have not printed to us. If you change the value from this to west and you run this, we should have west printed. Now this is how we deal with enumerations when doing checks. These enumerations are not limited only to the enums. Okay, we can actually use enumerations for numbers, but before we do that, let's cut off one of these. Cutting off it, we see that there is a problem here, missing match arm. The match arms are these various statements that, or these various parts of the match construct which should be done based on the condition. So for north, this should happen, east, this should happen, south, this should happen. There are 3 arms presented here. However, there should be 4 arms. And because one of them is lacking, we cannot run this program. There's going to be a problem. So in different languages, there is a way we can handle this. And this is similar to switch expressions in, or switch cases in Java, TypeScript, JavaScript, C, and so on. The default way we can handle this is by introducing the keyword default, but in Rust there is something that we can use, the underscore, which represent the everything case. So if it is not north, or if it is not east, or if it is not south, then just print nothing from the selected. Let's say something like this. Okay, let's get this out of line. Yeah, perfect. So we have now introduced the remaining arm which should do the default case if none of them have been selected, so we can now safely cut off all of this. Is that all right? So now the value of north here is west, that's card point west. So if we try to run this match construct here, we should have nothing from the selected printed out to us because nothing has been matched. That is the use of this default symbol here, the underscore. The underscore is the everything arm. I'll call it the everything arm. All right, that's it. Another thing that we can do is we can actually use this match construct with numbers. So let's eliminate all of these enums here, and let's say create a variable I be equal to 4, and let's say match I, right? The first case should be 0. Print line, excuse me, I is 0, right? And then the next is 1. Let's print line I is singular, right? And then because we cannot actually go through all numbers possibly, therefore, like what I mean by all numbers possibly is because we have I here to be I32, so its highest value should be, I think, 30,000, no, above that. Anyway, we cannot be doing all the match arms for this, so we can just now have a default case here for I to be print line, sorry about that, any other number, right? So with that, we can cut off this semicolon here, and that's safe for us to use. So I is equal to 4. We should have any other number printed to us. Running this, we see that it's valid, any other number. So luckily, we have just discovered a new way to work with checks instead of using if else if, especially when we have just one line statements to work with, or we want to make our code look much more rusty, something that way. Yeah. And the final thing we're going to look at is how to manipulate enums such that they have values. Okay, so you might want to work with cardinal points and use them in different languages in your code. So anytime when creating these different cardinal points, for example, you might want to give them some assigned value. So for north, you want to say north is a string. We really use that. Yes, let's use this instead. Still haven't explained the difference between this and the other one yet. Hopefully we are going to talk about it. Anyway, creating a new variable north. Creating a new variable north in English, you'll say north should be equal to point north, and then you're going to give it some value in here, north, right? Let's get this string from, and let's give the value north. All right, perfect. So I've introduced something quite dangerous here. I have created a new string to be of this type because the only type we have explored for strings in Rust is an str type. I'm not going to talk about the difference between this and this right now because it's kind of complex to explain, but we'll go there. However, I'm just introducing you to a new way we can consider strings in Rust, and that's with using the string starting with capital S, the full string, right? And what this does is we are creating a string object from this one. Let's note that this string here is actually of type an str. That is the normal one we have been using. So if we want to create this from the an str type, we just say string from. So this is the north version in English. If we want to create it in French, we can say let north be equal to point north, and in this case we can say north. Let's use string from instead. String from north. Yeah, perfect. So that's it. We have now seen that we can actually create cardinal points with our own assigned types or for each of them. Now this must not only be assigned the value of string, we can actually assign the value of i32 to this, we can assign f64, we can assign both this. And when creating either of these, for example west, whenever you want to create west, you might want to say west, you must give the type of boolean to it for it to be valid. If we try to say anything like string from here, then we're going to get an error because it's not compatible. The result is allocated on the heap, mismatch types, expected bool found, struct string. Okay, now that said, we have been able to explore one particular type of enumeration, or one normal enumeration we have created in Rust called the card point, and we have used that card point in the match construct. We have used normal numbers that we have created in the match construct. We have worked with the various values in our enum to allow so we can create them with specific values like the north version in English, the north version in French, and so on. The next thing we're going to be looking at is if at all these cardinal points can actually contain a value or get assigned a value when created by default. Okay, so now from here we can now complete our knowledge and enumerations, and we'll be going on to the next thing. So one thing I'm trying to do is trying to make sure we don't get choked up with a lot of information which we might not be able to complete. So there's a different playlist that includes how to work with data structures and manipulating larger data types in Rust. So it's different from this playlist. We focus only on the basics here. So you might want to travel into that if we introduce anything you haven't seen yet. So that playlist is actually on this same YouTube channel, and it's on data types and data structures and algorithms in Rust. And it's going to talk about arrays, vectors, creating our own structures and tuples and so on. While at the same time, we'll be introducing another playlist to talk on much more intermediate and advanced concepts in Rust. Thank you very much, guys. See you in the next video.